simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna put that in the freeze. In the freeze.
Melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time
Yeah,
comes,
the orange juice in the freezer,
shoot it out in the middle of the street.
Woo!
In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Roll out, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast.
A sauerkraut, bro, bang.
Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail. Not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Do it dance for Chi-Town, who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky, but high ground, my crown slash shoulder. So my aircraft still fit. Heavy time down like even shit building. On the gown, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverized, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It was all ice, some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep it dark, really well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the thing with a knife. I know I can spit my flows and shit. To a fly, though, haters wanna crucify. A real man, I still stand with the silver hand. But we're Hiller man, it's not Cypress Hill. I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow, I said Spanish. To catch me, you gon' have to do more than scouting. Need more than scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper opera. You stagnated while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. Acting shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme.
That swelling went down, man.
You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. Measurement with lift height and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carolize what your fans get. The worlds and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Listen to me, young people, old people too, mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
These motherfuckers start with.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all, that's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who can have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. It's time for a change, got a bounce up. The oppressor's about to get housed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late when apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of blame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is to the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the planet for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. What's the presence that sets the war zone? Revolution can start like Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Thuricone. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand or kneels too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe in TC type. Ruin hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red, my wrist through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I fight. From above, I be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' rid them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure.
What's up, yo?
Weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure. No weight lesser. Drop the oppressor. Meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure. No weight.
Somebody said I look like an Anunnaki.
The oppressor. Meet no surrender. 3 pound pressure. No weight lesser. Drop the oppressor.
First of all, that's not even how it's pronounced. Sumerian?
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean an ideal sense. I mean,
Sumerian God. Oh, shit.
Such a,
I know what I need to know.
everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that.
Sure you ain't Arab?
Everywhere, big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like Trump.
I like these new terms and definitions, right? Arab alludes to what?
Crush,
Being a
crush,
slave?
That's how it all
As if you
is.
say
It's
you're
like,
Latino,
nobody ever stopped.
that doesn't make you part of this land. Like, people aren't paying attention and learning. It's not my fault. Y'all don't stand a chance against them. Y'all don't stand a chance. Shit. Think about your ancestors in the past. If they stood a well, they could have. But betrayal's a mofo when you want power. I'm gonna say something that might throw things into question. All right, so check this out. All right, what's going on, beloved? Somebody donated. I'll look into it when we get done reading. You know what to say? I appreciate it. I always send a heart, emoji back. Appreciate you. I think it was taller, but yeah, this is gonna be a good. Well, the funny thing is they do kind of look like. by description of statues, whether they be real or not. Anyway, let me tell whoever it was. The screen light is very low because of the blue. I'm gonna say appreciate it. I didn't use it, it's still there. I was over by Ace, but we went to DOT, we went to Safeway, and then we came right on back. I didn't even stop me at gas. ToLU'S Harjo, appreciate you, beloved. But we're gonna get into a good read. I got another book. They're just coming in, aren't they? I'm waiting on a couple of big books actually. Let's open this one and see which one this is. Thrift bookstore. They usually take a long time, like a month. You know what I mean? Check this out. Well, ML, you're correct in your thought, but that's not how it. Yeah. Excuse me. Chewy. Dude, I guess, well, they know I used to have a service dog. That's how long I've been dealing with them. My service dog passed away. It's about 5-6 years now. $200 off factor. 8 pounds lighter in 8 weeks. So $200 off on the factor. And $40% off fresh without the fees. Dash. So it's pretty cool. I'll probably give it to someone. But that's, when you buy as many books as I have. So some thrift books. Let's see what book it is. Witches and Jesuits with Gary Willis. Shakespeare's Machiavelli. Y'all know Shakespeare was a brother. So this is going to be absolutely astounding. It's one of those ones that I can sit back and just, you know what I mean? This is going to be a phenomenal read. Again, that's Witches and Jesuits. Shakespeare's Macbeth. Obviously a different one, right? It's pretty cool, right? Someone asked, are you bothered that they're manipulating the views? No, not at all. No. It'll stop. Not one, I can say one word, and I'm not going to. I choose not to. Because some people think suffering or some fictional form of suffrage is because they pushed for something, or they thought that they were doing their whatever it is. You always see job, which they're not. But I want to throw this out there. It's hypothetical, okay? What if their job was to make sure that the so-called Negro was taken care of? Make sure that they were managed appropriately, not poisoned, not messed with, not. And somewhere across the line, the message got screwed. It makes, whether outside or inside, they're returning. Now, what's returning? Some think that they can fight them or they can manipulate. I can give this advice by 150%. They have screwed. Who remembers me saying that in the past? There are things that will lie. They walk right beside you, if you want to call it walking, that you can't see. Sometimes they can't see you. Others. There's communicate, but there's no communicating. Imagine. Just imagine. Imagine that they took some and kept them. And the best, but in a way that is a perversion. Subjugation. to attempt to figure out so they went against the common core of existence. Imagine if there were those that saw and believe or think in their malfeasance that they can overcome because they got all the information. Well, they don't, but imagine that. Time is a massive superficial construct. There's no such thing. None. You correct yourself when you start to fall away. Bring yourself back. You can't escape you. It's impossible. But look, I just want you to think about that. What if? What if the majority were pulled from the so-called and created which was never supposed to happen? What if there were many created and someone in there was pulled in a certain direction to create something that was never meant to be, or in doing that destroyed their whole lineage, regardless of what may happen to that which pulled that away. What if the correction is a finite one, to allow existence, but to eradicate all that was done, and to let the new become whatever it is, unscathed, untouched, forever? When it wasn't supposed to be disrupted in the first. What if you, last one, were created by that? Out of others. In an attempt to harness something that cannot be harnessed. And upon finding out, it all must be eradicated. Or maybe you're the biggest farm on earth, and you're ripe with all the minerals and everything, contextual for something else, not for your existence. And it's din time. And the stone was out there. So I'm a storyteller. This one more time. This stuff is so good. I did it with orange juice too, guys. Blueberries and peaches. A little Celtic salt, orange juice, and a little lime water. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. That's what I give you, about 6. Whatever. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Came to say hi. You want some? Here. Right there. Right there. I'm going to give you some. Okay? You don't have to jump all over the place. Just chill. I'm going to give you a drop. Let me smell it. Okay. There you go. I was going to give him some. Is he sawing me? Little black ant. Now that ant was black. That was black. They smell. They can sense. That's food coming up. I was gonna give them some of this. I know they smell. This is very strong. Hey, you want some too? Little fly here. Here you go. Let that much longer anyway. Yes, Lord. Oh, yeah, they're gonna enjoy that. They're gonna go crazy. Yes, yes, there you go. Oh yeah. They're quick. Oh, they quick. God damn, they're quick. All right, let's get into the read. Hey, Nitz, what's going on? Made up stuff. Shalom. What's going on? No, don't pitch everything in. Not everything is made up. By the definition of the narrative, very plausible. But you gotta remember, there's a lot of things, but the majority of stuff most people don't know nothing about. There's a lot of things, regardless of the mixing up and words or names or whatever. You know, I don't get into this names. I just don't even get all that. But even when you get into the Torah, the Bible, whatever, religion is a creation that has people capitulate. When you take a lifestyle, because you got to think, in the beginning, nobody was harming or hurting no one. But what was the creation for? What happened at a certain period of time to allow certain things to exist? Why did our ancestors partake on ventures, find and then create and become those who continue to create? What was the purpose when everything was free? When everything actually still is? Why would we have to commemorate one another with this false dynamic of ownership when things were set out and put in place for whatever purpose or desire? How is it that something can design something to procreate and create numbers that 7 ounces can enter and leave? What is the dispersal or reimbursement? Why is it that most people don't look at these little tantamount, little tiny things, but based upon what they've been given, they absorb it as if it's 1,000% fact. I know about the tangible thing, right? But the tangible is only what? Based upon what people are, based on their perception, what they've been given. More and more people are starting to realize what I was saying all the time. This language right here, it is our language. Is it been tampered with? Of course, in order to create things. To distill a people, to make them ordinary compared to the exemplary of who they actually are. To take something to make it so magnificent and then to extract all that and then make them less. What is the purpose? Because if it was the gods didn't like it, they would have destroyed everyone completely. Why would they allow those to sacrifice, to do these things? You know, at the docks, those containers, there are people who work those docks for over 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden they see these people come in, they're moving containers that look different with different writings. What's really going on? Because they don't have to return at a certain time. They can return at any time if that's the case. What if they're here? What if, as I stated, what if, we're not in the Marvel fake universe and all that. What if there are those who retain some things? It can be very dangerous. They have not utilized those things. And they're hush-hush about some other things. But the benefit of you has been removed. What if something is returning other than what's being spoken? Hidden in the mist to recorrect all the fallacies. And there's nothing no one can do about to stop it, no matter what they've found out, established, created. What if? Okay. It's good to doubt. It's good to base whatever knowledge you have as the center of your affirmation, right? But then that would say, I am now become the master. And no one has mastered themselves, because you don't even walk in the light of your existence. So I would say plausibly, it's better to be careful, to be safe, not have a safe space, but to be safe in what, as you say, the magic, the things that we speak into truth. You can never get me to sit there and say, as far as existence, I just can't, because I have a story to tell. That this is going to happen, that is going to happen, that's going to happen. It's just, even the story that I'm going to tell, as capitulating one might want to be, there's still going to be those who go, it's paramount, but it's indicative to who and how powerful you are. You can rewrite any story, change any course. You could be the benefactor, whether it negates negative or positive. You dig what I'm saying? All right. Hey, there you go, Slaughter. Let's get into it. Win. Chapter 6, the fragment of the dome. Yesterday, if you recall, we read the inner darkness messages from the departed. That was pretty awesome read, right? It's pretty good. I don't know so much expect me reading, but what was laid out, right? Pretty freaking awesome. Oh, for those who didn't see, I got a book. And I got a couple of gift cards. $200 off something, 40% off something else. Anyway, this is The Witches and the Jesuits. Shakespeare's Macbeth, by Gary Wells. This is not the one. These are not the ones I'm waiting on. Just one on a thrift. You know, it takes them a minute. Okay. All right, let's get into it. I'm gonna spit that up. Chapter 6. Oh, first of all, the scrolls of Ahia, the fragments of the dome, visions of the deceased beings, and experimental lands, by Claudio Naselli, Nos Confoundum. There he is. Always going to put him up there. It's the book. Okay. All right. I am sore. Push-ups and everything. After the previous conversation, we took a brief pause. While it would have been more pleasant to share a drink, the truth was that the old barn where we had decided to meet was utterly empty. In some way, we tried to leave the depth of everything behind by talking about trivial matters, preparing ourselves for what was to come. Something that would be key to understand, much more. Joel leaned back in his chair and sighed deeply, knowing that what he was about to share would be even harder to digest than everything before. The tension wrapped around us again as the smoke from his cigarette struggled to escape through the crack in the window. Everything changed that last night at sea, he began, his voice faltering. The captain called me to his cabin. He was a reserved man, rarely sharing his thoughts. But that night was different. When I entered, I found him sitting at his desk, weighed down by something, with several maps and documents spread out before him. His expression was somber, and his hands trembled slightly. It scared me to see him like that, so I asked if he was all right. Joel paused, cigarette in hand, exhaling before fixing his gaze on me. Then he delved back into his account. "Sit down," Charlie said to me, and I obeyed. I wasn't sure what he wanted to tell me, but what I saw on his desk left me breathless. There were maps I'd never seen before, Claudio. Maps showing things that shouldn't exist. Charlie was sharing this with me because of the visions he had experienced. "What kind of maps?" I asked, trying not to sound overly eager. Joel looked up at me, his dark eyes serious. They were maps of islands and territories that don't appear in any official records. I don't know where he got them, but they showed a network of land south of our coast, between what we know as Tierra del Fuego and the Antarctic Peninsula, along with tunnels beneath the land. The strangest part wasn't just the islands themselves. They were marked with detailed annotations, names, and languages I didn't recognize, and symbols that seemed to indicate human activity, or perhaps something else. Honestly, I don't know, because he never explained it in detail. And that night, I wasn't in the right state of mind to ask more questions. The captain pointed to one of the islands circled in red, with notes in a language I couldn't decipher. This, he said, is the reason we're here. Then he looked up and told me, what you saw with that dark vessel may be closely connected to this. There are things neither you nor I should know, but there's no turning back now, and I believe you deserve to understand. I leaned forward in my chair, feeling as though every word Joel spoke pulled me deeper into the storm, both outside, where the rain began to seeping through the old metal roof, and within my own thoughts. We talked again about those hidden islands where experiments are conducted, places absent from conventional maps. Joel told me that, as we had discussed earlier, the captain described that location as an experimental hell, used by forces operating beyond any government's reach. These forces conduct experiments that not only defy ethics, but also challenge the fabric of reality itself. We also revisited the subject of the false Patagons. And then he continued. He spoke to me about the visions, Claudio, about how in those islands, just like in the line of absolute zero, people experience fragments of something not of this world. But unlike the line, the visions on these islands don't predict the future. They are fragments of the past, entire lives and stories we don't know, events absent from any history book. Could all this be related to the visions of burning people that the entire crew experienced? Well, the captain then hurried to show me a folder he had on his desk. It was older than any document I had ever seen, and the covers simply read, Operation Rescue 2. When he opened it, I saw photographs and descriptions of an object recovered near an Antarctic base in the 1950s. An object that has never been publicly disclosed. According to the documents, this piece of fragment of the Invisible Dome Project, or as we know, the IDP, or at least that's what the report suggested, though they referred to it differently, in parentheses, semicolon, incident at Dome C, followed by an identifying number, end. A fragment of the dome, I asked, unable to conceal my astonishment. Yes, Claudio. Exactly that. He told me the piece still exhibited active projection patterns and strange simulations, almost as if it were alive. It even emitted different color tones. The scientists studying it couldn't identify its composition, but knew it was neither natural nor human-made. After its recovery, a massive earthquake shook the area where it had been found. How many of you know about those great big giant spears, those balls in Russia and China? In Turkey. I mean big. Bigger than the ones in South America. There are still some big down there that are not spoken about, that I actually got to visit too. Giant. Are they concrete? Or were they something else? And what were they? And how about the blue crystals out in the Mojave and the other deserts that seem to be rounded up for some reason so quickly? Big blue crystals just littering the deserts. No water. 200, I mean, out there. Anyway, after its recovery, a massive earthquake shook the area where it had been found. The situation was so severe that some considered returning the fragment, but the plan was ultimately canceled for reasons never clarified. It was then that the captain began to understand that what we see as the sky is far more than what we've been told. This happened over a decade before the high-altitude nuclear tests were conducted. Silence filled the room once more as Joel took a sip of water and stubbed out his nearly finished cigarette, clearly affected by the memories. At that moment, I didn't want to interrupt this fascinating part of the story, but I had questions about the mystery surrounding the fragment. I have found it particularly intriguing that a piece of the dome could have fallen. Perhaps it wasn't the dome itself, but rather part of a projection added later by the custodians. I doubted the dome itself could break, let alone fall. Yet the idea was as unsettling as it was captivating. The captain warned me to keep silent about all of this, saying that I already knew more than someone like me should. But he also told me I was now part of something larger, and there was no returning back. That map and that document, combined with the dreams, changed my life completely. They marked the beginning of a chain of events that led me here, to you. And now it's your turn to decide what to do with all this information. I refrained from asking more about the document detailing the dome fragments recovery. As I mentioned at that time, my mind was still somewhat foggy and not fully recovered. I could only listen in awe, unable to delve deeper into the subject at that moment. Yet one thing was certain: this fragment, these maps, and the captain's revelations were pieces of a much larger puzzle, one that would only grow more intricate as Joel's story unfolded. Chapter 7, The Captain's Truth. We're going to pick that up tomorrow. I want to get up here and do some work. My apologies, y'all. I wanted to read more, but I want to get some things up there done. And I think if I eat some more, I'm going to end up in a coma. And that's, you know how I used to do those cliffhangers? Yeah. You know, no swearing and stuff, so you can have your children sit. You can have your pawpaw, your mama in the wheelchair, the recliner, the rocking chair, in the family seat. Sit back and listen. Hey, baby, what's up, Stewie? What's up, mama? But I hope you enjoyed that. That was like 4 pages, but I had to read it because it's just, even with me, it's like, what do we have here? Hey, you guys enjoying that? What do we have here? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good read. All right. Hey, baby, what's up? I got Super One here at the crosswalks too. Wow. I can hear it on my speakers. Wow. We're into none. We're live. Absolutely. Well, did I speak loud enough? Was it? I could have spoken a little louder because it's, the one's actually over there and on the hilltop. It wasn't even actually here. Was it all right? It was okay. Okay, as long as you guys could hear that. I when I heard the wind, I started to speak a little louder, or a little more, I pushed it out from the diaphragm. But I'm kind of stuffed, not full. I'm full. I'm kind of stuffed actually. Yeah, I guess that's what you call it. Anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. It was a quick little 40-minute one. Hey, you. Yeah, they're up there tearing that up. That's as healthy as it gets and very natural and sugar. Yeah, I poured some out for him and quick. And there goes the horn. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. You hungry? Get something to eat. You know what? It's good to have one day. In one day, you know what happens to your body when you fast? Man, it's marvelous. Do you know what happens to your body when you submerge or you put yourself in cold water? You know, look into these things. All right, look into these things, okay? And I got another sandwich. These are actually my favorite chips. But get off there. Go over there where the sweets are, where everybody else is eating. But I'm gonna come in tomorrow morning, and we're gonna pick up the next 2 chapters. Let me let you know what they are. So wait, and this one I'm gonna read in the morning. I'm not gonna talk and just about all the nonsense going on. I really don't care. I just do it just to troll the people watching. Not you. The individuals in the background. I troll them because I don't care. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, chapter 7, the captain's truth. Oh, yes. Chapter 8, territories beyond human reach. And chapter 9, because chapter 8 is pretty quick. Memories, I say memorize. Memories of a forgotten empire. And I really think that y'all are gonna enjoy that. Okay? And then, you know, the following day, not that evening, we're going to get into the story of Haya. But it's actually H-A, Haya. You know, I pronounce Hawa. All right, so it's going to be the secrets of Haya. Okay? Black robe figures, whatever you think to be Jesus. Return of the Antarctic base, the mystery of the Morris Strait map, which is pretty nice pictures for the visual. Okay, so the Antarctic base, the mystery of the Morris maps. You know, Mr. Morris, when we first started this, and who was under suspicion. All right, it's gonna be pretty good. And I'm sore, guys. And I got to go up here get those because they're all treated. I got to go up there and start planing. Nail gun, pop, get them all at the right height. All right, then I can start getting ABS and start cutting that to the proper measurements, getting that in the floor so we can seal that, and then we can start putting. As we get to a certain plate, about half of it, we can start putting insulation and paneling the deck. All right, I was over there today, and they didn't even think about picking up hydraulic concrete. We need hydraulic concrete. I forgot to get the hydraulic concrete, bro. Appreciate you guys. All right. Anyway.